devotion and shantaras, or calm and peace, and also some shringaram, divine love.
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, together, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, 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 Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. All glories to everybody! Thank you for joining us and singing with us. It's so nice to see you, and thank you for chanting with us. It's so much fun to see you and do it. It's lovely.
So my name is Sri Keshava,
My name is Joaquin Escazan.
and this is Krishna Kirtan Music, and we want to especially thank our dear friends for joining us on Zoom, and because we get to see you, and that makes us feel
Yes.
like we're part of a
Connected.
community.
Yes, and shout out to Yogalution Movement. This Kirtan class is co-hosted with Yogalution Movement.
From Long Beach, California. They have amazing yoga classes, so please check them out.
The LBC.
And they're also great bhakti yogis, so they love kirtan, and so that's why we do this together.
Yes.
So, as you know, we've been going through a lot of different melodies, and so far all the ones we've been doing are based on beautiful rags. So a rag is a combination of melodic phrases that follow certain patterns and evoke certain moods or rasas. And a rasa is like a taste or a mood. So some primary rasas are Shanta rasa, or peace and tranquility. Another rasa is Shringara, and this is divine love. Karuna rasa is mercy and compassion and pathos and yearning, mournful yearning. And there are so many more. There's Adbhutam, or wonder, rasa of wonder and awe. You know, like when you see, sometimes they talk about the glory of God, so that is Adbhutam, you know. And there are lots of different rasas. So this particular rag is Bhupali Raag, and the rasas associated with this rag are Bhakti rasa, or devotion, also Shringara rasa, or divine love, and also Shanta rasa, which is very calming and peaceful. And in fact, you know, over recent years, the power and the effect of rags and mantra have been studied, and there will be so many more studies, but even along with medication, I can't remember his name offhand. If you email me, I can let you know his name, but he recommends that his patients that are suffering from high blood pressure, hypertension, that they take their medication, but they also should listen to Bhupali Raag in the evening time to help calm their hypertension. So it's beautiful that you can utilize, we all know that we can utilize music, right? So there are some songs that you just need to put on full blast as you're driving down the highway of the 405, right? Just blasting certain songs. So music and melody evoke certain rasas or tastes. And so this particular melody has a lightness to it. It's definitely love in union, not love in separation. And for a while, we were doing a lot of mournful minor rags in minor scales that made perhaps somebody think that I only like love in separation. But I will say I'm a bit of a sucker for love in separation, but also I do also love love in union. And so this rag is very much love in union. So in the past we've gone over who composed what, and in all disclosure, I do not know who created Rag Bhupali. It is a pentatonic scale, so it's so in classical Indian we might call it this the jati. So going up and coming down in the scale. It's based on the scale of Kalyan, so it is in the tat or scale of Kalyan, but it is in the rag of Bhupali, and it is a pentatonic scale, or 5 notes going up, 5 notes coming down. We would call this the jati of Odav, because if you think about it, there are 7 notes in a scale. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, and then sa is a repeat of the root note. So this is not all of those notes. We actually have 2 notes that are varja, which we don't use.
Missing.
Gone. Out of here, buddy.
So ma is not there and ni is not there.
Absolutely.
And you can see it on the screen. Arohi means going up, and you see sa, re, ga, pa, da, sa. And going down, Abrohi is sa, da, pa, ga, re, sa.
So every rag, and some rags have very similar notes, but, and we'll get into this in a minute, but what makes one rag perhaps different from another very similar rag is the ornamentation. So before going there, let's just go into which notes form Bhupali Rag, okay? So we're going to sing them very, when I say flat, I don't mean they're going to be flat, I mean they're going to be unornamented. So they're going to be plain.
We're going to do it very slow.
And they are Shuddha swaras, meaning they're all natural. There is no flat, there's no sharp, they're all natural notes.
Beautiful.
Sa, re, ga, pa, da, sa, sa, da, pa, ga, re, sa.
Sing together.
Sa, re, ga, pa, da, sa, sa, da, pa, ga, re, sa.
Let's do that akkad. One more. Always take a big breath and try not to vibrate too much. My classical Indian music teacher would always say, not so much vibrato. But I was like, I can't help it, I'm a Westerner. Vibrato is there, but in specific places. So now, how do we make it fundamentally Bhupali? Because there is another rag, Rag Deshkar, which is quite similar. So what we do is we emphasize certain ornaments. So we go to Re, but we approach Re from Ga. So, but we don't say it, but listen. Sa, re. So we kind of slid up through Ga back to Re. Sa, re, Ga, pa. Now we go round the world to Da. We travel through Sa and back, but not through Ni, just Sa, Da, Da, sa. sliding down again from sa to da. Sa da pa. Sliding da. Re sa. So we do that again. Sa re ga. Let's do akar. One last time. So this sliding from one note to another is known as meend, right? And when we touch notes, so for example, we touched sa before we went to da. So that is a kanswara. So we touch that note. So we have to be careful that we're only touching sa before coming to da and not going sa ni da. So we're sliding from sa to da, not sa ni da. If we did sa ni da, then it would become rag Shuddha Kalyan. So
it'll be a different rag.
And I'm still learning all the time. I will learn for the rest of this life and many, many more lives. But that's the beauty. You never get to a point where you're like, that's it. Although there are some great masters indeed. But still, if you perfect the technique, now perfect the bhakti, right?
Yes.
And perfected the bhakti, now share the knowledge. So it's a particularly lovely rag because it's this interesting combination of peaceful yet light and happy. And so sometimes happy can be frivolous and not peaceful, but this has the peace as well as the happiness. So we don't know who wrote this, but it is said that the pentatonic scales came into being in the Far East and the Middle East many thousands of years ago, actually, like a couple of centuries before we switched over to 0 AD. I think I read something like 2,000 years BC.
Okay.
Was when they came into being, and they
registered,
documented, and so in the Middle East and the Far East, but also Great Britain, the pentatonic scale came in. So they don't know whether they emerged naturally in each location or whether trade and music and tourism, you know, when you think about all the traders, not traitors, but the traders between the regions, there was great cultural exchange.
And I can hear this type of, these 5 notes on other celebration music. So it really has that motivation to dance.
It could be an English limerick.
Yes.
You know, it really does have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so by far, I never claim that only these classical Indian rags are the summum bonum of music. There are so many beautiful scales and melodies from around the world. So the the great deity of calm and peace and tranquility, well, it's one side of him, is Lord Shiva. And it just so happens that this is a special week for Shiva. So I thought we'll get into exactly the meaning of Mahashivratri, which is this week. It's actually tomorrow. But I thought because we did the Maha Mantra, that we could actually talk a little bit about Shiva, who is the Adi Rag, or the first rag ever created, is Bhairav, and Bhairav is a Shiva rag, and the overriding rasa of Bhairav is Shanta rasa. And so bringing in this quality of peace and tranquility, which is very often associated with Shiva, the other side of his coin, right?
Yes.
We could talk about a nice pastime where Shiva was deep in meditation.
And here you can see Shiva
No,
meditating.
that's actually, oh, there we go. Sorry.
There it is.
Forgive
Yes.
the delay.
Oh, but you can describe what was before.
Oh, that was just a sort of a Mughal painting depicting Bhupali Raag.
Let me bring it back so you can see it.
So often rags have like paintings associated with them, and this one was associated with Bhupali. And so then we go on to Shiva and just his pastime when he visited Gokula, or the land of Braj, where baby Krishna had just been born. And Lord Shiva was on Mount Kailash, and he was deep in meditation, meditating, fully calm and peaceful.
Here is Shiva.
In his meditation, it was revealed to him that the Lord had incarnated, because there are many, many incarnations. Of course, even Shiva is an incarnation. But God is considered a Chincha Beta Beta Tattva, simultaneously one and different. So one and many, right? So Lord Shiva was deep in samadhi and meditation on Mount Kailash, and it revealed to him in his meditation that the Lord had incarnated as little baby Krishna in the land of Braj. And he thought, oh, I have to go see baby Krishna. And so he's quite fearsome, Shiva. He's got a garland of skulls. He has a belt of scorpions, and he has snakes wrapped around his neck. He has the Ganges River hitting his, coming into his matted locks. He is quite fearsome looking. We like to sort of depict looking all sort of cuddly, but he could appear quite fearsome. He has three eyes. So, and he only wears a tiger skin, and his skin is covered in ash. And he thought, oh, I better disguise myself, because I don't want to scare the baby. And I've heard that Nanda Maharaj, Krishna's father, he's very charitable to Brahmanas. So I'm going to dress up and disguise myself as a Brahmana, and that way I'll enter Braj. But as he entered into Braj, he touched the dust of Braj, and he realized, oh no, the Lord only knows me as Shiva. I can't go disguised, otherwise he might not recognize me. I must go in my original form. And that is the true value of the dust of Braj. It causes great realizations for all great bhaktas, and Shiva is known as Vaishnavanam Yataha Shambhu. He is the greatest of all Vaishnavas. And so he stayed in his quite fearsome form, and he knocked on the door of Mother Yashoda, and he said, Bhikshanam Dehe, which is kind of like calling for alms, right? And she came to the door, and she was like, oh, hello. And she's like, oh, dear Sadhu, please go sit down and I'll bring you a gift. And he said, oh, no, madam, I'm not coming here for food. I'm actually here to see baby Krishna. I heard he was born just 12 days earlier. And she said, oh, Sadhu, you can ask for anything, and certainly it appears like you need food and clothing. I will bring you food and clothing and any note you want, but you cannot see my baby. He's just a little baby. And Shiva said, my dear, my beautiful wife is Parvati, and her name is also Annapurna. And so that means the giver of nourishment and food. He's like, so I have no need for anything. I have everything I need. The one thing I need is I want to see baby Krishna. And she said, oh, no, Babaji, this isn't, Babaji, this is not going to happen. And he said, Madam, I will wait here 1,000 years until Krishna is grown up and come out and see me himself, and you won't have a say. And she said, Baba, you can sit here for 20,000 years. I will lock this gate. I'll open up another gate, and Krishna can leave through there to play as he grows up. But you will never, repeat, you will never play with my child. You're dropping scorpions everywhere, and you're very scary for a little baby. Please, be reasonable. And Krishna was inside, and he was listening to these two great souls quarreling back and forth. And he was actually taking pleasure, because he was thinking, these two moods, Mother Yasoda is in the mood of Vatsalya Ras, or parental care, and Shiva is in the mood of Dasya Ras, or servitorship. And they're both so sweet. Who will win, right? And then Mother Yasoda put her foot down and said, no, you will not see my baby. And Shiva thought to himself, I do not understand the drama of baby Krishna. Who can understand why he chooses? But obviously he doesn't want to see me. So he was quite sad. And he went to the bank of the Yamuna River, and he sat there in meditation. He thought, oh, let me soothe my aching heart. But as soon as he left the house, baby Krishna started crying uncontrollably. Nothing could console him. No milk, nothing could console. Not Mother Yasoda's breast milk, nothing could console him. And she started asking the gopas and the gopis, what can I do? My baby cannot be consoled. And so they started thinking, what could it be? Is he thirsty? Is he hungry? What is it? Is he cold? Is he hot? And then one very expert gopi said, did anything unusual happen today? Did anybody leave your house displeased? And Mother Yasoda said, yes, there was this one sadhu, but you have to understand, I mean, he was a mess. He was covered in ash. He had like scorpions, and he had like skulls around his neck. I mean, he was quite gothic, you know. And this gopi said, oh, no. This might be it. You must find this sadhu and bring him. Perhaps there's been an offense, and this is why baby Krishna is inconsolable and also then breaking all of our hearts. And so Mother Yasoda described how this sadhu looked, and Lalita Gopi went looking and found this sadhu on the bank of the Yamuna and said, oh, dear sadhu, please forgive. Please come and see Krishna. And so Shiva went to the house of Mother Yasoda, and she brought baby Krishna to him. And as soon as she placed Krishna in Shiva's arms, baby Krishna stopped crying, and he opened his eyes and he started smiling. And Lord Shiva went into an ocean of ecstasy. These two beloved meeting, merging pastimes. And this way, and then Mother Yasoda said, oh, be careful with my baby. And Shiva understood, oh, I thought she was just a simple cow shepherdess, but clearly Mother Yasoda is such a great bhakti yogi that she has been invited to raise God as her little child and experience the intimate bliss of Vatsalya Ras. And so before he left, Mother Yasoda said, oh, you must take some prasad. Here's some freshly churned butter. And Shiva thought, oh, thank God, my wife Parvati actually asked me to bring some prasad back to Mount Kailash. And so he took the prasad, and as he was traveling back in his flower airplane to Mount Kailash, he started just eating without thinking. He
All the
just
butter.
started eating all the prasadam. And when he got home, he shared the pastime with his wife, and she was so eager. And then what happened? And then what happened? And then afterwards she said, oh my God, that's so amazing. And did you bring some prasad back? And he said, yes. And he just handed her the container. And then she said, it's empty. He's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I must have inadvertently eaten it as I was returning home. And Parvati was quite mad at him. And I can understand that, because when I'm hangry, I'll get mad too if someone eats my
Your food.
prasadam. And she said, so you'll learn a lesson, my dear Shiva. From now on, no one will take your prasad at the temples. And to this day, Shiva Prasad at Shiva Mandirs, only real sadhus can take the prasad, but regular people don't take Shiva
not a
Prasad.
tradition.
It's not a tradition. So I love this pastime because it merges the Maha Mantra, merges Krishna, but it also merges Shiva. Which brings us to this very special week,
Tan 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 tan.
dun 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 dun, which is, pardon me, Maha Shivaratri. So Shivaratri is the night of Shiva, but Maha Shivaratri is the great night of Shiva. So we have the Maha Mantra, it's a great mantra, and Maha Shivaratri is the great night of Shiva. So there are many Shivaratris throughout the year, but only one Maha Shivaratri, and that is celebrated around this time. It changes every year because it's on the lunar calendar, not the solar calendar. The West operates on the solar calendar, and great devotees celebrate Mahashivaratri in many different ways, but some celebrate it during the day, but mostly it's celebrated all night long with singing and dancing and chanting of devotional prayers, and it culminates in taking a bath in the Ganges as dawn breaks. And so Mahashivaratri, there's different people think it's different. I'm not an expert on it, but some say it is when Parvati got married, and some say it is to celebrate the pastime where the Devas and the Asuras were churning the ocean of milk, and they wished to extract the amrita, or the nectar of immortality. But as they were churning the ocean of milk, what was produced first was a noxious poison called halla halla. And this poison was causing asphyxiation, and they were passing out. And so the Devas and the Asuras, they went to Lord Brahma and they said, help us, help us. And Brahma said, I can't help you. Go to Shiva. So they went to Mount Kailash and they asked Shiva, would you come and help? And so Shiva came, and Parvati was saying, no, don't do it. She was so worried. But Shiva took the ocean of poison and he drank it. And Parvati grabbed his neck to stop it from going down. And that's why to this day Shiva's got a bluish neck. He's known as Nilakanta, or the one with the blue neck. It's like he's got a bruised neck, and that's where the poison sat.
And this is, pardon me, and this is what you see on this beautiful painting, correct?
He's drinking the poison. And if we go to the next picture, we see a depiction of the Devas and the Asuras churning the ocean to extract the amrita. And that's sort of in a traditional style. But if we go to the next one, we see it in a Thai style, which is really lovely. Because Vedic culture has really been spread far and wide. I read once that a Kalya Krishna Murti was found deep in a cave in Papua New Guinea, just above Australia. So this is a Thai rendition of the churning of the ocean.
I was just gonna say that it looks Thai.
Yeah, this one's a Thai. Yes, so beautiful.
And Shiva dancing on the top.
And so some think this is the pastime, and others say the pastime also celebrates when the goddess Ganga came to earth, when she dropped her water onto the earth, not to harm it, but to supply the earth with her holy water. It was such a strong force that Shiva instead took the force of the Ganga onto his matted locks, and it separated into multiple streams and rivers in order to spread it out over the planet. And that's why Lord Shiva, you often see sort of a spring of water coming out of his head, and that's Mother Ganga touching his head and dispersing before nourishing planet Earth.
And there's one more beautiful painting.
So many beautiful depictions. And if there's one of these that you particularly like, you can keep it in your mind and you can meditate on Shiva in celebration of Maha Shivaratri. In fact, a lot of people think that this is almost like the new year, because after the destruction comes renewal. So sometimes they say after Maha Shivaratri, the flowers bloom. So perhaps in Los Angeles we'll see some flowers blooming.
Yes.
After Maha Shivaratri. So, Mahadev Shiva ki
Jai.
Jai. And I love it when these pastimes kind of merge with each other, because it's really not a case of this one is better than that one. It's more like who speaks to your heart, what flavor speaks to your heart. And so some people are attracted to Lord Shiva, and some people are attracted to baby Krishna, other people are attracted to lover Krishna,
Or to Jagannath.
or to Jagannath,
Or to all.
to everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and of course there are also different degrees of avatars. Some are contain the full Shakti potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Some are just certain avatars to teach certain lessons. So we can get more deeply into that one day, but it really behooves us to show all deities great respect.
Yes, yes. So now we are gonna do one more kirtan.
Yes, so we'll do Bhupali again, and this time we'll meditate on Lord Shiva and bringing calm and peace into our life. Also in celebration of Shivaratri, and if you have an opportunity to perhaps meditate a little bit more on Shiva these couple of days, and you can just pay your obeisances in your head to Lord Shiva.
Beautiful. How do you call Shiva's peace? What is that specific word in Sanskrit that you described earlier?
Shantarasa.
Shantarasa.
So you know how we often say, or not, I say we, I just mean like you'll go to a yoga class and at the end it'll be like, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So you're saying Om, peace, peace, peace.
Thank you. Shantarasa.
And this melody came from a bandish or a song, but songs have too many words. Mantras we can just affix our mind to and let the mantra just take us. So this was a little song that went Jai Shama Tuma Hamase Nabolo Tuma Kubaja Sanga Neha Kiyo Hai. And there's so many words, but instead we turned it into the Maha Mantra, because I like to keep it simple.
So grab your karatalas and your mrdanga wherever you are.
Lowering our blood pressure down to a beautiful, healthy level, making our mind peaceful, and being in gratitude to all the deities and the saints and sages that have come before us, helping us navigate and cross the ocean of Kali Yuga. Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Mahashivratri ki
Yay! All glories to everybody!
jai. So this particular melody, I know we have a copy of it online. We just have to make sure that it is on our YouTube channel, and we'll make sure to put it on our Maha Mantra playlist.
And our YouTube channel is Krishna Kirtan Music, and we are very grateful to be working on a goal of record 108 different versions of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, so you can have 108 different versions to enjoy and sing along the Maha Mantra. And that's a playlist that we have right there, along with these Kirtan classes, which we have another 5 different ragas of the Maha Mantra for you to enjoy and sing along.
And so if you love what we do, please we welcome your support, which is Venmo at Krishna Conscious. Oh, my God, that's so
It's
hilarious.
Venmo at Krishna Kirtan Music. And
You got to
also,
be Krishna conscious.
you have to be Krishna conscious. So the link is patreon.com/Krishna Kirtan Music, as you can see it on the screen. And the other link
And we
is
want to
that,
thank our patrons very much. Thank you. We so
absolutely,
appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And the other link is paypal.me/Krishna Kirtan Music.
I'm
And
so glad my Freudian slip was so very, very paka.
yes, and the other link is the Venmo, Krishna
Oh, yeah,
Kirtan
which is at
Music.
Krishna Kirtan Music.
And then again, this your goes towards us being able to record all these different Maha Mantra versions in different ragas, and also for us to give and share with you these classes. These classes are free, and we welcome your donations so that we can just keep working on them, and we appreciate it very much. And then again, the link for you to listen to all of these recordings is youtube.com/c/Krishna Kirtan Music.
And we stopped putting our link for the Zoom. We stopped putting it out there, but we still do welcome you to join us via Zoom, which really helps us to see you. And we also stay after class and we can cover any questions about the rag or the musicality. So if you would like to join us via Zoom, you just email us krishnakirtanmusic@gmail.com and we'll invite you in, and it just keeps the Zoom space sacred, and we don't share your video feed at all. We just share. So just know we would love to see you, and it really warmed our hearts, and we really appreciate those who do join us via Zoom.
Yes, and then again,
Con
that
mi amiga,
yes,
Lecky.
please email us that you would like to join us. Once we have your first and last name, we'll be able to see you when you want to join us on Zoom, and we'll let you in. So that's a way for new participants to join the class. And yes, please email us. The email is right there on the screen, krishnakirtanmusic@gmail.com. And if you have any questions right now, please feel free to write them on the comment below on YouTube and on Facebook, and we will love to answer any questions that you may have about Bhupali Raag that we covered today.
And if by any chance we don't respond, our humble apologies. What happens is YouTube and Facebook, they choose which comments stay up, and we leave most relevant up, and it's like,
But we'll follow up. We'll follow up and try to catch up with all of your comments.
Answer. But if you really want to get them answered, come on to Zoom, because
Yes,
then we'll do it in real time.
And for those of you, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah,
and,
no, you. It's all
And
good.
sorry for those of you who are on Zoom, please stay on Zoom, as we would love to cover all your questions that you may have about today's rag, and maybe cover some karatalas or mrdanga questions that you may have, and also about the pastimes from today.
And apologies for starting a bit late. We always endeavour to be on time, but sometimes the software throws a curveball.
Well-
But we love you, and we so appreciate getting to share our practice together. And let's see what we'll cook up next week. I'm feeling Madhuvanti, but who
so
knows?
please, a reminder, set up your Kirtan alarm for next week. Your alarm can sound like this, or it can be the karatalas, and put your alarm for 7 p.m. Los Angeles time, wherever you are in the world.
Wednesday, Los Angeles time.
Wednesday, Los Angeles time at 7 p.m. And also regarding your time zone, we are at 7 p.m. What is the east coast of Australia? So it would be Sydney, 7 p.m. Sydney, anywhere you are in the world.
2 classes, 7 p.m. Sydney, Australia, 7 p.m. Los Angeles, California.
Yes.
My 2 favorite places.
Yes. So so nice to sing with you all. Thank you very much. We are now gonna disconnect from Facebook and YouTube, and we're gonna stay on Zoom to cover any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Haribol.
Haribol. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Yogalution.
See you next week. Put your Kirtan alarm. Bye-bye. Haribol.